Have you guys ever wondered what if Yoriichi and Kokushibo were present in Tanjiro's era? How would this impact the entire storyline? And will Kokushibo turn evil in this timeline as well? We've gathered 3 alternate timelines regarding this topic. Without any further ado, let's dive right into it. During a calm evening on Mount Sagiri, Tanjiro is training under Urokodaki when the air suddenly begins to twist. In front of them, space itself seems to tear open, and 2 men fall through it, Yoriichi and Kokushibo. Both stand up instantly, confused and on guard, looking around at the world they don't recognize. Tanjiro freezes, feeling a pressure he's never felt before, while Urokodaki steps forward calmly and asks who they are. At first, the brothers cannot understand what has happened. As they talk with Urokodaki, he explains the state of the Demon Slayer Corps, the demons that still roam the land, and the fact that Muzan Kibutsuji is still alive. Slowly, the truth becomes clear. They've been sent far into the future. Yoriichi is deeply shaken that Muzan survived for so long. Kokushibo, still a human in this timeline, feels the heavy weight of the fate he was once meant to choose, a future he has now been spared from. Tanjiro immediately senses the struggle inside Kokushibo. Instead of fearing him, Tanjiro speaks honestly, telling him that no one is born evil and that every person has the chance to choose a different path. Tanjiro's words reach Kokushibo's heart. He accepts that this future is a second chance, one where he never becomes a demon, never loses his humanity, and never turns against his own brother. The brothers decide to stay on Mount Sagiri. Urokodaki allows it, and Tanjiro begins training under both of them. Yoriichi teaches him true sun breathing, the original form that has been lost over time, showing him how to move calmly and strike without hesitation. Kokushibo focuses on fundamentals, posture, timing, control, and the mindset needed to survive real battles. Tanjiro grows at an incredible pace. His breathing becomes steady. His sword feels like part of his body, and his instincts sharpen every day. When Tanjiro enters final selection, the forest is no longer a real danger. He cuts down demons cleanly and without fear. By the end of the exam, it's clear that he is far stronger than any normal candidate. He passes easily and begins his journey as a demon slayer. While Tanjiro goes on missions, Yoriichi and Kokushibo begin gathering information about the demons of this era. They track movements, follow rumors, and search for the leaders hidden in the shadows. Before long, they encounter an upper moon. The fight ends almost instantly, Yoriichi defeating the demon with a single precise strike. Not long after, a second upper moon is defeated by Kokushibo himself, proving that even as a human, his skill rivals the strongest warriors of the present age. The deaths of 2 upper moons shake the demon world. Lesser demons panic and flee. Whispers spread quickly through the shadows. When Muzan finally hears the report and the words Hanafuna earrings are spoken, fear grips him. Memories he tried to forget come rushing back. He sends demons across the country to confirm what he fears most. They return with the same answer. Yoriichi is back. From that moment on, everything changes. The Demon Slayer Corps prepares for war much earlier than expected. Muzan grows desperate and begins rushing his plans. Yoriichi leads the hunt for Muzan. Kokushibo fights beside him as his equal, and Tanjiro pushes himself harder than ever, determined to carry the will of both the past and the future. Since Tanjiro is trained by both Yoriichi and Kokushibo, he's insanely strong in this timeline. When Muzan is finally cornered, he tries to escape just as he once did long ago, breaking apart and slipping through the battlefield to flee into the night. But this time, he stopped. Tanjiro stands in his path, sun-breathing burning brightly, refusing to step aside. Kokushibo appears behind Muzan, sealing off every escape route. For the first time, Muzan is truly trapped, facing the man who nearly killed him centuries ago, the brother who never fell into darkness, and the boy who represents the future he tried to destroy. And this time, there's nowhere left to run. The story ends with Yoriichi killing off Muzan. For the next timeline, the story begins the same way as the previous one. Yoriichi and Kokushibo are suddenly teleported into Tanjiro's era during his training on Mount Sagiri, where they meet Tanjiro and Urokodaki and slowly realize that they've been thrown into the future. However, unlike before, something crucial is different. This time, Tanjiro senses the hatred buried deep inside Kokushibo, but cannot reach him. Kokushibo does not soften. The resentment he carries toward Yoriichi remains untouched, just as it was in the original timeline. Seeing Yoriichi respected and admired in this era only makes the hatred grow stronger. As the days pass, Yoriichi and Kokushibo decide to travel separately to understand this strange world and search for clues about their teleportation. Along their journeys, demons fall wherever they go. Entire nests are wiped out, and the news spreads quickly through the demon ranks. Before long, these reports reach Muzan. Muzan immediately understands the threat. He knows both brothers and remembers the terror Yoriichi once brought upon him. Instead of confronting Yoriichi directly, he chooses a different approach. He decides to strike at Kokushibo first. Knowing his pride and bitterness, Muzan sends Upper Moon 1 and Upper Moon 2 to deal with him. The battle is violent and overwhelming. Kokushibo proves far too strong. His skill, experience, and raw determination crush both the Upper Moons, leaving them utterly defeated. This outcome shocks the demon world and confirms Muzan's suspicions. Soon after, Muzan appears before Kokushibo himself. He expects a battle, but Kokushibo does not raise his blade. Instead, he speaks to Muzan. He tells Muzan that he's tired of living in Yoriichi's shadow, tired of being ignored while his brother is praised, even in this new era. For that reason, he agrees to cooperate with Muzan, not as a servant, but as a double agent. Muzan accepts the offer. Later, Yoriichi and Kokushibo cross paths again, unaware that betrayal is already in motion. They're ambushed by demons and upper moons working together. In the chaos, Yoriichi calmly tells Kokushibo to handle the upper moons while he advances. Instead, Kokushibo turns and attacks Yoriichi. The betrayal is sudden and devastating. Yoriichi is shocked, something he has not felt in centuries. Surrounded by enemies and wounded by his own brother, the situation looks hopeless. But Tanjiro had sensed this outcome long ago. From the moment Kokushibo arrived, Tanjiro felt the hatred in his heart and prepared for it. He had already warned the Hashira. The moment Kokushibo reveals his true allegiance, Tanjiro enters the battlefield, sun breathing blazing, and signals the others to move. What follows is a full-scale war. The Hashira clash with the upper moons. Demons fall across the battlefield. Muzan watches in disbelief as his carefully laid plan begins to crumble. Yoriichi regains his footing and fights alongside Tanjiro, past and future moving as one. Kokushibo fights fiercely, driven by envy and resentment. But hatred alone is not enough. In the end, he's overwhelmed by the very legacy he tried to destroy. When the battle ends, Tanjiro and Yoriichi stand victorious. Muzan is defeated, and the war comes to a close, proving once again that no matter the era, hatred will always lose to resolve. For the last timeline, things are entirely different. In this timeline, the teleportation happens the same way as before. Yoriichi and Kokushibo suddenly appear in Tanjiro's era during his training on Mount Sagiri and meet Tanjiro and Urokodaki. After learning they've been sent into the future, they make a very careful decision. They choose not to reveal who they truly are. Yoriichi understands that if Muzan learns he's alive again, the demon world will fall into chaos. Kokushibo agrees, believing that staying hidden will give them a better chance to understand this era and strike at the right time. So instead of joining the Corps openly, they disappear from public view. Tanjiro continues his journey almost the same way as in the original story, but strange things start happening around him. Demons that should have been powerful threats are found already dead. Entire nests are wiped out without any sign of battle. Hashira are confused, unable to understand who's killing demons so cleanly and silently. Unknown to everyone, Yoriichi is moving through the land alone. He kills demons before they can cause damage, always leaving no witnesses behind. Villages are saved without ever knowing who protected them. Rumors spread of a ghost swordsman who appears only for a moment and then vanishes. Kokushibo takes a different path. Still human in this timeline, he joins the Demon Slayer Corps under a false name. His skill is overwhelming, but he hides his full strength. Even so, he rises through the ranks quickly. The Corps believes a new prodigy has appeared, someone who fights with a strange, unfamiliar technique. As time passes, upper moons begin disappearing. No loud battles, no survivors, no explanations. Muzan senses that something is terribly wrong. His demons are dying without reporting back. Even upper moons are vanishing as if erased. Muzan begins to suspect that the past has returned to haunt him, but he has no proof. Meanwhile, Tanjiro feels that someone is guiding his path. During difficult missions, demons suddenly weaken. Attacks miss him by inches. He doesn't know why, but he feels protected. Eventually, Muzan discovers the truth. Through fear and sacrifice, he learns that Yoriichi is alive again, and that someone inside the Demon Slayer Corps is hiding power equal to a legend. He realizes too late that his greatest enemies have already positioned themselves perfectly. When Muzan finally launches his full attack, the trap is already set. Yoriichi reveals himself at the battlefield's edge. Kokushibo drops his disguise and stands beside him. The Demon Slayer Corps realizes that legends were not myths. The final battle becomes one-sided. Upper moons fall quickly. Muzan is surrounded with no room to escape. This time, there's no confusion, no panic, and no mercy. By staying hidden, Yoriichi and Kokushibo turn Muzan's own world against him. And in this silent timeline, the Demon King is defeated without ever understanding how deeply he had already lost.